Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I'll also publish on Rumble, on Patreon, and for anything else, I usually go about on Twitter X. I did manage yesterday to publish that Stranding episode, the second one. Eventually, the episodes will increase in time in length, around about 2 hours. It's what I aiming. I think after a couple of more episodes, they will be a little bit longer um because it's basically, as it mentions, it's kind of my journey throughout that Stranding, so I don't edit basically that much, because again, I want to basically showcase everything that the game has to offer there, even the more let's say grinding stuff there. But it's been very fun to go about and go about the game there, trying to interact with everything that I can. A lot of stuff from the director's cut that I didn't remember having played or interact with in the base game when when I claim it for free from Epic Game Store. But yeah, very, very, very good so far. And other than that, we already have some complete gameplays if you want to catch up or check it out there. Other than that, let's go to the news. Yeah, we got another update regarding the ASRock stuff, regarding killing, let's say, the 9000 CPUs. Mainly, I think what we saw is 9800 X3Ds and stuff like that. This comes from Gamers Nexus. I didn't watch the video yet from Gamers Nexus, but they did an interview with some representative of ASRock's regarding these CPU failures. And again, they reiterate that it seems to be the PBO settings regarding the BIOS stuff there. We've got a quote here basically from them, which is, "We're not saying it's AMD issue. We found that it should be related to our BIOS settings. That's the PBO settings, precision boost overdrive, of course. More technically, we adjust two main settings in PBO. One is TDC, thermal design current, and the other is electric design current. We found out that the original values for these two settings might have been too high. So now BIOS version 3.25, we lowered the PBO values. We believe this can solve the problem." Again, they believe now. As I mentioned yesterday, again, we'll have to wait and see. Only time will tell if this will solve the situation, or it might be a compounding effect with other kind of things. I don't know. But supposedly this can affect anything that has to do with especially current and everything, especially on the higher side of things when you start turning on PBOs, which is basically overclocking any kind of hardware. Even though supposedly, if not mistaken, even if you turn PBO, it's within the warranty itself, so it's something that supposedly should work without any issues. Again, hopefully, again, I have to watch this video, but again, this is kind of another update. Again, Gamers Nexus, I assume, given that they do the interview, that they are more thorough, and given that it is an interview, so it's not a recap of the meeting that they had, like Tech Yes City did, even though they did manage to speak with some people at ASRock's. Yeah, hopefully this will solve the issue, because again, this situation have been affecting basically almost only ASRock motherboards. There are some MSIs, but I think this again, it's a little bit tricky to try to reach a definitive conclusion here. Again, 9800 X3Ds, which weren't the most affected one. I think we saw 9950 X3Ds also. Uh, Again, the given that supposedly the X3Ds are the most affected ones, CPUs, in terms of this situation of killing CPUs, I do think that the fact that the X3D memory are more temperature sensitive, which relates to workloads and also the voltages. Again, if you increase the voltage, the temperatures will rise because it starts working at higher clocks and everything else there. Might be something to do with that. Probably even AMD maybe needs to revise guidelines regarding the PBO settings and all of that jazz stuff. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see if this kind of revision of the limits, especially supposedly from thermal design current and electric design current. But yeah, maybe in a few months we might have some more updates regarding if it is solved or not. But for now, it seems to be from ASRock's own internal investigation that these were the two settings that they were pushed to the max, let's say, without the need to, it seems. But there is, I'm not sure, again, I didn't see the video. Um, I'm not sure regarding if you have a CPU died here, how to proceed, but usually I think, I don't know, through returning channels, I don't know, through AMD or something like that, or even through the motherboard. I don't know if there is a way of dealing with the situation. I'm not sure exactly what's the best case to deal with if you have any of this CPU dying. I don't know exactly what's the best way to deal with this, given the CPUs are from AMD, the motherboards, which supposedly are the ones that killing the CPUs, if they have any responsibility on returning or having a refund or something like that. So, yeah, I still don't know exactly what's the best way of dealing with this situation. But yeah, got this update here. In terms of Death Stranding 2, got another interview. Kojima restarted basically his kind of podcast is now, which is Koji 10, which is basically radio show. He had a previous kind of podcast that he tried to start, but again, I think he basically canceled that. From what it seemed, it's something that he had to pull around a lot of his own time to organize the podcast itself. And I think with this format, it might be more helpful in the sense that this is basically all the, I don't know, the content and all the shooting or the radio show, all the resources and the time in terms of getting around and do this show is not depending on them. So I think this is going to be a long lasting show. He discussed some stuff regarding Death Stranding 2, which one of the most interesting thing is he has no plans to release DLC content, or at least episodic DLC, for Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Again, on the Death Stranding 1, he did the director's cut, which kind of did an improvements. Some of them is like cross content. Again, I'm doing the Death Stranding walkthrough there. There is some Valve content, especially regarding Half-Life. I'm not going to spoil. I already encountered some stuff that it's themed from Half-Life. There is other cross content stuff there also, which I think belongs mainly to the director's cut version of the game. I think if there is something that is going to be launched on Death Stranding 2, it's going to be something like that. Probably after the original version comes out, to do the patching, the support, and everything. Probably we'll have some ideas here and there, or something that it might be theming, like equipment, or I don't know exactly what Death Stranding 2 will bring. We know they will have rails, like train rails, like suspended rails, or something like that. But yeah, he did approach here this DLC or episodic DLC content, saying that it's out of fashion, let's say, or it's no longer a trend. Um, it's its opinion. Again, I never liked too much DLC per se. I prefer buying a game as a full experience, kind of like Baldur's Gate free. I think it's something, or even like No Man's Sky, which is something that it's launched as a full experience, and then afterwards you can add like extra stuff there. For example, No Man's Sky is a very specific scenario. 20 plus something content launches for free. Um, but yeah, I think maybe Death Stranding 2 will launch as a full game, full experience, the story and all of that jazz, all the mechanics there, and probably then they will have, I don't know, a theme DLC or content launch for free, hopefully, or if it is something more in the lines of a director's cut that we have like a small price there associated with that. I don't know, but again, directors, sorry, Death Stranding 1 as a full game, it's playable. You don't need the director's cut to fully enjoy the experience. What it has is adds more little things here and there that might be Easter eggs in a way there. But yeah, good to know that he's not going for any DLC, at least for the time being. Again, I think he has more stuff to focus on than just trying to milk Death Stranding 2. I'm not sure that this is going to be the last game from this IP per se. Probably not. I don't know. He might have some ideas to continue the IP here. Uh, Interesting enough, he had originally trying to do a hair system of a sorts, which is basically like haircuts and beard trimming system where do that in a specific site on the private rooms that we have. There is like a special mirror where you can kind of customize at least the hair and beard stuff there with Sam, and then throughout time it will grow, and so it's something that another mechanic that needed to be maintained to a certain degree. Again, I guess the it was a little bit tricky to implement, or something that might interfere with other stuff there, given time passing on the game. I don't know. Maybe it was something too much of a hassle to introduce, so it was scraped there. Um, Again, one of the reasons is the fact that Sam as a character, as a main character, it's like a full-fledged character by itself. So it's not something in the lines of an RPG when you create your own character. It's trying to go through the game and through the story as Sam from his point of view, which is something it, it's not a thing that I agree or disagree. It's something that it was made with that intent. So I think with less customization, it gets easier for people to, if they like the main character Sam, to be emphasized with his story there. But yeah, interesting enough, the Dead Stranding 2 was at one point in time planned as like a 1.5 expansion to the original. So again, this game, Death Stranding 2, went through several iterations, which is very interesting. Yeah, but again, we'll having this game at least on PlayStation June 26. I will assume, I don't know, 6 months to a year, we'll have a PC port, which is, again, it's basically a given. I think the game sold well on PC. And yeah, I think it will be an interesting thing here. Again, in terms of story, I'm replaying it. I'm still very beginnings. I'm trying to do a lot of the secondary stuff, the distracting stuff, let's say. But yeah, the story and the lore. I've been reading all the emails, all the interview stuff there, the data stuff there. Very interesting. The themes that he's trying to approach there in terms of what it is that's trending, and what it means in that world for humanity and all that jazz and connections, and how it can relate to the initial um, quote that he has when the game starts, which has to do with the stick and the rope thing there, which is very interesting. How basically that all connects to a certain degree with that quote there. And other stuff, we got Atomfall, we got a story expansion. Again, talking about the story expansion DLC here. Yeah, I usually don't like this much, but then again, this I can see some justifications specifically for this kind of smaller studio. I don't know if it is this DLC was part as the original experience. Again, we will never know. But yeah, again, for $20, I really hope this expansion or this story expansion pack is a pretty chunky one, given that the game itself is not that expensive. But the game seems pretty good. It's kind of the what people are calling a mix between Stalker and Fallout in UK to a certain degree. Yeah, it's one of those games that it is on my wish list. I will eventually dive into this because I like this kind of games. And one of the interesting things, it seems that you don't have like map markers and the such. You got hints to do certain things and try to unlock stuff on the main game and unravel the story. Got some side mysteries and everything to give you more an immersive feeling there. But yeah, they are going to launch this on June 3rd. Hopefully, they will can do like a premium edition where get like an extra discount there to might ease. Um, yeah, Game Pass offers will benefit that 10% discount. Well, whatever. I don't have that kind of subscription service, but yeah, hopefully this is a good one. It seems very interesting. I watched the trailer. You got the trailer here. Again, kind of midsummer's Wicked Man themed stuff there. Um, we'll have to wait and see if this game continues to be at least as good on the DLC as at least on the main game there. And then lastly, an update regarding I covered this yesterday. It was all over the news. The EA cancels Black Panther game and shuts down the studio, which is the Rebel. No, um, Jesus, the studio itself. And I was not aware. Again, got so many stuff going around here that one of the persons highly involved here, which is this lady. I think she was associate narrative designer. I remember watching this video where she claims that basically she bragged during a public panel that her Hindi game studio, I'm assuming, I don't know when was working with Sweet Baby Inc. or something like that, that the team has no white people, um, and very proud of it. And they were getting out of their way to not or to only hire black creators or developers there, which is by law, as the letter of the law says, it's basically you're discriminating in your hiring practices. Again, I'm against discrimination in that sense. Again, discrimination as a concept has its places, but not in hiring for a job there. At least that's my position as a principal, unless there is something very specific. Again, there, like everything else, there might be exceptions where something like this can be applied. But as a principal, again, by the fact that she said on the video that she feels very uncomfortable around white people. Again, if you turn the tables there, you can see the problem, how problematic that can be, which is having a white developer or a white person with a higher position saying that they go out of their way of only hiring white people. Again, you can see where this can lead there. But yeah, I was this lady was basically in the studio, Cliffhanger Game Studio, and again they were shut down. They were all fired. It seems probably some of them will moving around chairs inside the EA System Studio. But yeah. This is kind of an update. I only managed to get around and get from this Smash City site here. But yeah, plus all the, I don't know, sycophants like this one, Alex Ray Korea. I don't remember seeing this lady. But yeah, the message here is that again, this is getting over, and people are sick and tired of this shit to a certain degree. Yeah, because again, this CGC panel stuff, they're also again not good. If you see them on the talking ads here there on these kind of conferences, you might get an idea what this is about. But yeah, it's kind of an update here. Again, it was bound to happen when you put yourself in these kind of positions, when you discriminate openly against anybody that you don't like. Uh, yeah, it's it is what it is, and again, here the fact that how Sweet Baby Inc. is as is claws all over the place. There is a Gothic Therapy YouTube channel. They did some investigation, and basically, it seems that I need to check that, see if I can find some articles here, because it's something that it was a little bit under the radar for me. It seems that Sweet Baby Inc. was again, I think it was a Canadian government program initiated this Sweet Baby Inc., which is something interesting by itself to some degree. It's not a surprise that we saw some projects with Dustborn, that was funded by Norwegian or something like that, a Northern European government funding program. They fund the or help fund the game there, and again, I think in the main overall thing is even if you let them continue with this kind of disaster of games, it's something that when it's out forever to a certain degree. It will always will linger there, even though I don't think that they are the best games there, but it's something that I don't know, maybe a fish hook to fish somebody on this kind of ideology that I don't think will serve best for anybody there. But yeah, this is what I got. Not much happening except for this kind of updates and the such. Let's go for some gaming deals. Got at the moment now for free games that round of games, which included Delivered at All Costs, and I completely forgot the name of the other game. Now we have Limbo, which is a pretty excellent game, and Tiny Tina's Wonderland. I don't know why. Again, it seems to be an okayish follow-up of Borderlands 3, but again, Borderlands IP, I don't think it's the best one around for now, as it is. And you better have those $80 if you want to, if you are a real fan and buying Borderlands 4. In terms of Steam, got Blueprints. This is a puzzle game and exploration. It was all the rave when it came out. Very positive feedback. It seems a very interesting game, and it's at this moment 10% off. Again, it seems very interesting of what they try to do here. And it's one of those that, again, it's still on my wish list, so to try it out one of these days. We got Cocoon now on sale, another kind of puzzle game and exploration. 40% off. Again, very interesting concepts there. The spheres and the worlds and how you can traverse between them. It's very interesting. We got still Art Space Shipbreaker, 65% off. We got Journey. Again, I do recommend this game. 67% off. If you never tried this game, I really do recommend it. Then we got Lorelei and Laser Eyes. Again, this is part of the Cerebral Puzzle Showcase. It's 30% off. Again, very positive feedback from everybody. We got Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy. Jesus, my reading skills today are not the best. 85% off. Again, it seems a pretty good one. Very positive feedback from everybody. We still have Midnight Suns on sale. 85% off on the base game. I do recommend this one. Again, I did the series. I did manage to claim this game for free on Epic Game Store a while ago. I did the series and I really did enjoy. Same team that brought XCOM 2. Again, turn-based tactics with some deck building mechanics there. If you're curious about it, you can check out the first couple episodes that I did for this game. If you're interested in it. Then you got No Man's Sky, still on sale, 60% off. Again, 20 plus content updates for free. You just buy the game and you get all of that there. Got Observation also, 75% off. Seems a very interesting one. Kind of a storytelling. I think you play everything through cameras, if not mistaken. Seems an interesting one. Very positive feedback from people that play the game there. Then you got Red Dead Redemption 2, again, still on sale, 75% off on the base game and 80% on the Ultimate Edition. Then you got Stray, again, you play as a cat. What else there to say there? 40% off. And then lastly, we got The Last of Us Part 1. Again, I do maintain my position that the game itself, the main game, is excellent. Forget about the series, forget about the sequel and the DLC from the first one, which is kind of a prequel, let's say. I think the story as it is on the main game is excellent. And again, updated resolutions and all that jazz there for this PC port. And it's 50% off. I do recommend this one. And yeah, basically that is it. I'm going to wrap up for today with a plug in my Patreon as usual for extra support. Again, eventually we'll try and get around and get a better storage solution so I can have backups of stuff that I do for my clients, and of course some extra storage for the videos of the channel. And with all that said, I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next one. So till then, Kunamy Master out.